Welcome back to the Crypto Corner. Today is Friday, April 19th, 2019. It's almost Easter time. And I want to pop in today and give a current state of the market as well on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. So if you guys like these videos, would like to see more of these videos, if you can just do me a favor, in the lower right hand corner of your screen, you're going to see a subscribe button. Click that subscribe button, and then right next to that, there's going to be a little bell icon. Click that bell so it has like these little wing looking things on it. And what that's going to do, that's going to send you a notification as soon as there is a new video released from us. So if you can do those two things, and then one more thing, I promise this will be the last thing I asked you to do for me, is to the left of that there's a thumbs up icon. If you can click that, it helps support the channel and allows us to make these videos. So with that all being said, let's hop into the charts. And before I can do that, of course, you know how it goes. I have to read this silly disclaimer, but you know how it is nowadays. So, disclaimer, no part of this content is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, nor will I ever advise you what to do with your trades. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please take what you hear on this video as my personal opinion and use what you hear on this video as well as any outside source to form your own opinion. This market is very risky, so please trade wisely. So now let's get back to Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin is currently in a little bit of a holding pattern. We are kind of still in this 5,000 range, the 5,200 range. We're kind of flirting in this area right here, which is kind of a bizarre little area we talked about in previous videos. This level is not it's not a super significant level that we're kind of fighting in right now. We had this massive $1,000 candle that kind of popped us up into this area here. We have a little bit of support and resistance, but nothing major. Now, once we go above this region, we get into zone 3, which we talked about these in some previous videos. If you have not seen those videos with our zones that we were talking about, they are I'll see if I can remember to link them in a at the end screen of this video. So if you want to watch to the end of this video, I'll see if I can pop that up so you can watch the zone videos where we discuss the 3 different zones. So if we rise up further, we're going to get to this zone 3, which is kind of like a very dangerous area. That's why I kind of color coded it red. This area is going to be getting into the area of this massive area of now resistance that we started forming all the way back in 2017. You can see that 5,800 was our low when we capitulated down from that $20,000 range back here in February of 2018. And then we kind of bottomed in this area. This was it was very good support for all of 2018 until we broke it in November of 2018 when we capitulated through. Now this area will be significant resistance now, because once you break through a level like this, it flips its role. So basically it was support here. Now it'll be resistance not letting us go through until we can get enough momentum to pop through. You can see how long this took here. This took a long time for us to be able to break through it. So that's what it's going to be. So the RSI right now, the daily RSI, we are currently at a 67 on our RSI. So I'm glad to see a little bit of a pullback because we were way up in the 80s and even close to 90, which is grossly oversold. So that's just not sustainable to be able to do that. So right now the RSI is just barely getting below this line right here. 70 begins the oversold, overbought territory. So we are flirting with that right now, being at a 67. So I could see us maybe pulling back down a little bit further or consolidating out, because if you consolidate sideways, this will bring your RSI down back down to the middle of the road, which Bitcoin historically likes to be in that 50 to 55 range. It gives it room to play either way. So I could see us consolidate. We might have a small little bump up, but I don't for right now see us breaking this $5,500 range. Now, one thing that you guys really need to watch that's very significant is this red line right here and this green line right here. We also talked about this in our last video. We are about to have a golden cross. And basically, for those of you that don't know what a golden cross is, this is basically where your 50-day moving average crosses above your 200-day moving average. This is extremely significant and is a good indicator of when to go long for long-term holds. Long-term holds. Okay, I mean, I'm talking several months to several year hold. Okay, if we go back, we are currently looking at the Coinbase chart, so I'm not sure how good the data will be on this, but you can see the last time that we had a golden cross back after our last bear market right here. Okay, November 2nd of 2015, we had a golden cross, and you can see we held that area. We held that cross. You can see the green is above the red all the way through to March of 18. So you can see how drastic of a profit you would have been in if you had just bought the crosses, which we talked about in our last video. And just in case you didn't see the last video, let's just play devil's advocate here and let's see what happens. So let's say we had our cross right here, right? So let's say you bought the top of this candle right here. So you bought the top here and you sold the bottom of this candle at the death cross right here where the red went above the green. So let's say right here is the death cross right there. So you can see 1,713%. So you turned, basically, if you had, let's say you had bought one Bitcoin at $480, you would have turned that $480 into $8,700. It's not too bad. Now you're talking 869 days, so for almost 3 years. But still, try to do that in a traditional stock market. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so that's very significant. So when you hear people talk about, I'm starting to see a lot of videos and people talking about golden crosses. Well, it's because it's significant. It's pretty significant. Okay, so keep a very close eye on that. Litecoin. Let's talk about Litecoin really quickly. Litecoin has been in an uptrend since January 30th, honestly. It seems like that Litecoin is being the leader of the pack, so to speak, in their chart formations right now. It's definitely gained the most levels, and it has definitely reversed its trend against the other coins. So we started our uptrend in January of this year, and we have held this yellow trend line as support. Okay, you can see we have respected this yellow trend line multiple times, and I am really I'm wanting to see Litecoin come down and retest this yellow trend line. This red box here was an area of massive resistance and support. We had a lot of activity in this box here. We popped through it when we had our big candle, that $1,000 candle in Bitcoin that we had. It also correlated to Litecoin, so we had to pop right through that, broke through a couple levels, and now we're kind of consolidating out. This blue line that's right here is also another trend line that was drawn to look at another possible support line. You can see that we used it from the top of these wicks here, and I was wondering if it was going to catch resistance on this area right here, which it currently is consolidating on this trend line right now. So we'll have to see what will happen if it's going to break through this trend line, which it may very well break through this trend line, catch support on this yellow line, and come up. Now, what's probably the most significant thing about Litecoin is what we just talked about on Bitcoin, our golden cross. Look at our 50 and our 200-day moving average. We had a golden cross back in early March. Okay, so for long-term hold, guys, this is not a bad idea. let's pull another example from Litecoin, and it might not even be enough data. Yeah, I guess you could kind of call this a golden cross. So let's just say that we did the same thing on this chart that we did on our last one. Let's say you happen to buy the top of this right here when we had a golden cross, and you sold at our death cross right here. Again, 1,526. So you turned, if you had bought one Litecoin back then, it would have been $9, and you turned that $9 into 149. Yeah, you missed out on a lot of this price action here, but you want to talk about a safe trade. Golden cross to death cross. Super easy, super safe, lazy river approach trade. Very easy. So keep a close eye on that. It has had a golden cross. So let's hope it holds, and I'm watching this very, very closely. RSI currently is 57 right now, and that is a very good area for Litecoin to be at. We do have some support and resistance at that 47 to 48 level, so it's getting down into the area where it likes to be. Ethereum, very quickly, also on a yellow trend line. This trend line moving up. This is an area of previous support over the past. I could probably actually move this up just a hair right here. Let me adjust this really quickly. See if I can make this trend line a little more accurate. Yeah, pretty close right there. So you can see we are respecting this yellow trend line here. I'm expecting Ethereum to pull back just slightly lower. This green dotted line here, this is an area that Ethereum has had some levels in the past. It bottomed here, so it was acting as a resistance. We came up, we tested this line, resistance, we broke through, and now we're just kind of dancing on this line right here. And we are fighting it out on this current support and resistance line right here, consolidating out. I would not be surprised to see Ethereum either pull back just slightly down to the 150 mark or consolidate out to this 160 range and catch support on this yellow support line. Now, once again, let me take this off or lower this so you can see what I'm talking about here. Again, look what we're talking about right here. 50, 200 day. Look at that, guys. We are currently crossing as we speak. We may have actually just this morning crossed for a golden cross. RSI is currently at 61, so we're just below overbought territory, but a golden cross is nothing to mess with, guys. So keep a very close eye on that. If you would like to go long right now for some long-term holds, it might not be a bad opportunity. So, shorter video this time. I'm going to try to make some shorter videos from here on out, because some of these videos are getting up to the 30-40 minute range, and I know it's tough for me to sit down and devote 40 minutes to a video, so I'm going to try to do my best to start cutting these videos down just a little bit. If you guys have any questions, would like to see anything different in these videos, please shoot me an email or a message down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, stay safe, have fun, and happy trading, everyone.